rather fight beside you than any army of thousands.
No, but seriously, though. You're listening to No But Seriously, though, with CJ and Dave.
Hell fucking yeah. Welcome back to No Seriously, though.
No, seriously, though. This is No Seriously, though. My name's Dave. This is CJ.
No, seriously, though, we got a fucking sick guest today. I'm stoked about... No, seriously,
though.
I'm stoked.
We actually have Mike Cannon joining us.
Mike Cannon, make some noise.
What up? Very, very confused. It's like the Canadian, you know what, dude?
No, seriously, though,
It's
you're
like, no,
definitely...
seriously, though. You know what, dude?
It is. We're trying
Yeah.
to make it that. That's
Nice.
the next
Yeah,
one.
we're
So,
coming for Bobby Kelly. Yeah, he's next on the hit
I'm going to
list.
shave my head and gain 30 pounds. That's
Perfect.
our next
I think
30
you're-
is generous.
Yeah, no, Bobby's slender these
slim,
days.
yeah,
He is a
yeah.
ballerina. He's got a jawline and everything.
We're in Mike Cannon's hotel room now.
That's right.
Generously has
Late
allowing
night,
us
dog.
to. Yeah. What time is it? Jeez.
It's 11:39
Oh my goodness.
p.m.
Counting the minutes because you fly out in, 4 hours?
I fly out in 4 hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
so-
to be there before it opens. Apparently, that's it. Literally You're telling me the airport doesn't open, that like customs doesn't get there until 4. But everything I'm looking up online, they're like, if you're not there earlier than that, you might as well kiss America goodbye.
Wait, what time does your flight leave at?
6.
Okay, so here's something I just learned.
Okay.
There's actually a curfew at Pearson Airport
Right.
I was telling you that.
from 3 to 5 in the morning. Nothing gets done there.
Then how am I flying home?
I'm 6 o'clock. You're good at 6.
At 5 a.m.
Yeah,
they
but how am I
start,
going to get through customs?
No, sorry. I should say no flights can come in or out.
Oh, right.
Yes.
But I can get through customs and all
Yes.
that stuff. Yeah. No, that's kind of what it's been saying, where it's like, hey, you're going to wait, but you got to get there early because it's likely not going to, it's going to be a slow process.
Yeah, you're supposed to arrive 3 hours early, which is usually wrong, but
It's one of the worst airports in the world, actually, so you can look forward to that.
That's cool. What is it about? Because I saw a sign today that said one of the best airports in the world. So they're false
that was
advertising.
a lie.
yeah.
No, it has like some of the most canceled flights of any airport in the world. So they're just constantly canceling flights, and it's, I think, primarily Air Canada. It's like,
Oh, right. Well, I'm not flying that fucking rinky-dink bullshit airline.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I was on Air Canada 2 days ago, CJ.
yeah.
And I'll tell you how I learned about the curfew.
Yeah.
I'm flying back from Vegas, and the pilot comes on the intercom, and he just goes, "Oh, can we get all crew up to the pilot's desk?" I don't know. I'm going to assume he said something different than desk.
To the pilot's office.
The pilot's office.
Come sit at my desk, please.
Oh, I got called to the pilot's office.
The principal
Oh, no.
pilot has something to say.
So, and then all of a sudden they're just running. And the pilot comes on again and goes, "Just letting everybody know we're going to make an emergency landing right now." This is 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So that's all he gave us. All he said was, "We're making an emergency landing," and he just starts going down like a fighter jet.
Whoa.
Like immediately. And the guy next to me is wearing a bodybuilding 2025 shirt.
Yeah.
He turns to me and just immediately starts crying.
Wow.
Puts his hand out and says, "What is happening?" So he's Swiss. I came to find out.
Finnish bodybuilder.
Yeah. He puts his hand out, and I grabbed his hand, and I held the guy's hand for. It was a quick hold.
Did you hold it like that? Like
No, it
interlock?
wasn't. No.
Dude, you're a special type of dude, because if some fucking Swiss meathead tried to hold my hand in the last moments of my life, I would actually run to the front and point the wheel down further. You're
not doing it?
Get me the
You're not gonna
fuck.
give the guy a quick hold.
No, not even a little bit. I'll
Or
be like,
even
where
like-
were you in WWT? You piece of shit.
He actually brought that up later when I was talking to him. They always have to
War
bring
II?
up. Yes, they always have to bring up being neutral. It's like their only
He was like,
identity
I didn't want the
trait.
flight to
Cross they bear.
crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All he cares about is being neutral. Just letting you know, we were being neutral in World War II. I was like, okay. Like, he just said it out of nowhere.
Sorry, I was upset back there. I actually am pretty neutral on the plane crashing. Kind of whatever. Like, no, you can't be.
Yeah, no, I would have swatted his hand away and been like, beat it, Sven.
That was his name, dude.
Was it?
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
That's actually unreal.
That was his fucking name.
They all just legally named Sven.
Yeah.
Or he got to a certain Jackness and he got to change his name to Sven.
It's gotta be Sven.
You're not
I'm not
Isn't
saying.
Sven,
Hold his hand.
wasn't Sven the name of the guy who sharpened skates in Mighty Ducks?
Yes, that
You
was
know,
his name.
the old guy, right?
Oh, who gives them all the,
With
the
Gordon,
lessons?
Child Gordon
You have to
Bombay.
stick to it. Was he German?
Wow, Hans and Sven, I think they were brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Was he Swiss too in the movie?
He may have been.
Oh,
I think
God.
that's
I feel
my
like it was
only. I think that's my only exposure to Swiss people.
They must rep him if that's the case. Be like, hey, you remember Sven?
You know Sven.
He was in Mighty. It's like their
Very
Lord of the
big,
Rings.
very big American movie star.
So Team Iceland was the bad guys in that movie that always
Yeah.
bothered me because
The
they
second
don't
one.
play hockey.
They don't play hockey.
No, there's no hockey in Iceland.
That would be Greenland, right? That would make more sense.
No, I
since
mean
they
they
have
don't
a
even
winter-
have anything
They don't have
in
people.
Greenland.
Don't have people.
Yeah.
There's like 12 people there. That's why you guys are going to take it over.
Oh yeah.
Throw a couple Puerto Ricans in there.
Oh, they're not used to that type of chill.
That would be cool. Some cold Puerto Ricans, though.
Yeah, just a new breed of fucking. That would be fun. That would be you'd hear just screaming inside an igloo. Just a woman melting down. You're like, all right, there's a new Puerto Rican.
We don't have Puerto Ricans here. We don't have that same. I'm wondering what our frame of reference
Well,
for that
as
would
soon
be in
as you
Canada.
guys become the 51st state, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Sending
ship.
up.
Yeah, we're gonna ship you guys some Puerto Ricans. Get a little flavor. In this
I wouldn't
town.
mind.
I'm not against it, honestly. I feel like
You
it
did
could help
ask
us.
if it was safe to walk here.
I
and
did.
That did make us laugh pretty hard.
I don't know. I never know. And it's not even. It's an everywhere I go thing. But I mean, everywhere in America, there's typically a spot, or everywhere in an American city, there's typically a spot where it's just like, you'd rather be somewhere else. It's not even necessarily violent or anything. It's just like the odds of something happening are higher.
Yeah.
Not,
And this
I-
was a
yeah.
mile walk.
Well, we kind of led you on a wild goose chase there for a second, yeah. But no, downtown, there's nothing.
You can go to the bad area to like look at it.
That's hilarious.
That's how bad it is. And they'll be like, hey, you looking at the bad area?
Yeah,
Like,
what are you doing? Looking at, all right, you can check
they're
it
like,
out.
okay, don't look too long. Like,
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty safe here, honestly. It's nice.
Yeah, it seems like a sweet little city. And not that, I don't mean that in a condescending way. I meant that in just vibe alone.
no,
When
you
was
said
the
it
last
was
time
like
you were
New
here?
York. And they
Yeah,
were,
I mean, it feels like Queens. Like, I don't know if there's tall buildings in Toronto. I just haven't been to that area.
the Toronto crowd, when you said it was like Queens, were like, yeah, say it's cool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and they loved it. It's like,
Canadians love validation of any kind from Americans.
oh,
But it felt like that, like, because I'm walking through, everything was Indian and Korean. And I was like, this is just fucking Sunnyside. Like, it's the exact same thing.
the
No,
Indians
yeah.
turned on you. There was two at the back of the room. I was sitting at the back watching, and they're howling the whole time.
Yeah.
And then they do that. You do that, and they're like,
Damn. I said that tornado thing, too, because the guy said a tornado, and I was like, what are you frightened one's going to blow through Toronto and just expel all the Indians to Montreal?
Yeah, dude. Right now, there's like a big thing with the Indians coming in. It's all you hear about.
Yeah.
It's all anybody talks about. Especially when you go to the U.S., they're like, a lot of Indians there. Or,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's I guess
di-
on the news.
It's funny that, like, and I don't know what it is. You know, you go to a different place and you have no idea what the context of each thing is. You have no idea. But in America, all the Indian people that I know are like came over and started crushing.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
so
like,
we have those ones too, the ones from like the 90s.
we have the old model.
Oh,
But there is a newfangled Gen
they
Z
hate
model
the
Indian.
new model.
Yeah, let's just say they do not get along.
They'll be like,
No kidding.
Yes.
oh my God. They'll be like, I say Merry Christmas, okay? They'll be like,
New Indian.
No, the old ones
Old
are like
ones
these.
talk-
The
Gotcha.
new ones are not integrating.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the new ones they think are too Americanized, or they're not assimilating.
Not Americanized enough, and they're all from one particular
Or, I mean,
region.
Canadaized, I
Yes.
suppose. Sorry. Everything
It's
just
okay.
goes back to my own narcissism.
That's okay. No, they're all from one specific region as well, and they're like, it's the same thing as America. You're like, fuck that region. Like, whatever. Like, I hate these people from whatever, Florida. It's a bunch of Florida assholes came here.
Right.
And you're like, I don't want these
all
Florida
doing
guys
Florida
here.
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
now there's like tons of inter-India beefs that have been brought over that are very like, you got to learn about your India beefs now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What
like,
caste are you in?
yeah, like there's caste.
You know what that is?
What's your, I know what that is.
Yeah.
What's your click?
Like, I'm a Brahmin. Like, it's like,
Are you pro-Calistani or anti-Calistani?
yeah, like
You have to-
Khalistan is a big thing now, dude, where it's like they're trying to make that. Yeah. So it's an interesting situation here right now for sure. And,
Because I was telling you about this.
just try to get off topic.
Yeah.
And you know what, guys?
Yeah,
I think it's all good that everybody's getting along. And
Everybody should have rights.
All right, our next topic is
Let's move on.
drag
shows?
brunches.
Reading to children. Should they have the fake lashes on, or shouldn't they? I will say this: when I hosted some like the new version of the Newlywed Show, it was like a pilot that just, of course, would go nowhere, and it was like the way it was just everybody was either gay, trans, and gay, or trans and not, or just like it, just the whole rainbow gamut of inexplicable. Like I didn't really understand it. I
You're
just knew.
standing there like, fuck.
No, I just knew like the way I play it is just like, all right, everybody's trying to bang everybody. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. But the co-host I had was like a new lesbian. She had been hetero for the
Okay.
majority of her romantic experience, but now she's a new lesbian, and like Tim Watley in Seinfeld, she was taking those jokes for a spin. So she was like,
She transitioned just for the jokes.
exactly. I mean, she was like trying to hit him with like, you know how you dykes are. She's like, I'm a lesbian. They're like, you're fucking new here, dude.
I left my softball in the car. Like that.
I left it by Subaru.
100%. But I was talking to a drag queen who was out of makeup, so it was a man at that juncture, and it was something where he, you know, they're some of the funniest people ever. Like they have real like chops. They perform live. They have hard audiences
commit
like we
to the
do.
bit.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's in the face of a lot of like, get out of my face that they perform. So this dude is like making fun of me, making fun of the other co-hosts, making fun of other people, and he hit me with something. And I just looked at him. I was like, "Listen, just as long as you never read to my kid." And he, to his credit, like fell out, laughed his balls off, had like, you know, or he wishes, but he laughed
his balls behind his legs.
laughed his balls into his asshole. And but he had like, it was just when it's handled like that, and it's just whatever.
good
Who gives a
riff,
fuck?
yeah.
You know, everybody's just busting each other's balls. It's the best.
We got to get back to that. How are we going to get back to that?
I think it
was-
is.
Yeah.
I think when you just do it unapologetically, and you're just kind of, or not unapologetically, when you just do it, and your intent is so clear, and you
for the
don't
right
and you don't like, you just don't tolerate the bullshit of just somebody being like, and you're just like, yeah, I just won't hang out with you. I'm just gonna go over here and tell that joke to somebody who would like it. Because there's too many people. There's so many people that you can just be like, I'm just not gonna even consider you alive. I'm gonna wipe your existence out of my memory.
It's like the Black Mirror episode
Totally.
where you just blur them out.
Yeah. Dude, you ever see this movie? Kind of sucks, but it's awesome. It's Kevin Costner for Love of the Game.
No.
Dude, I've seen so many movies. I've never seen that
It's
movie.
so fun. It's
I
Rene
gotta see
Russo is in it with her fucking pepperoni nips. I was like, but he has this thing which I think is in any sports movie, it's actually the closest to like an in the game thing that a athlete would employ that they've shown in film. I'll make sense of it in a second, but like, so he's a pitcher and he looks at the catcher's mitt and you see the crowd and you hear the crowd and everything is very like hi-fi and distracting. And then he just does this thing where he's like, clear the mechanism, which is the thing he says to himself, which then just like right to him and the plate. Yeah, which is like a hilarious thing to have to watch him say and then execute. But it's also exactly what pitchers do, where they're like, I'm now blocking out all of this.
Yes.
I'm taking just that. And that's like kind of what we were just talking about in terms of blocking out any of the unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's like even in shows, the shows are getting, you know, you could have bad shows based on just half or less than half of people not liking it. And you can choose to address it over and over and over again or let it affect you. Or you can choose to be like, I'm actually just going to have fun with the fun people then.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's just what I'm going to do.
Yeah, man. I saw you doing that tonight too, honestly. Like,
Especially that first show, baby.
Yeah.
The first show. Yeah. Boy, I was just harping on the beams of light I saw and nothing else.
Oh, yeah. That's always the best when you're standing there. You're like, I can't really see shit. And I'm starting to get pissed off because you guys aren't popping.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, now I'm getting pissed at darkness.
just screaming into the void like I usually do, but now there's like kind of people there.
Yeah.
When you're doing stand up, when you're improvising, how much, like, when you go back, are you remembering things you've improvised before, or are you mostly improvising on the spot? Like, I was thinking of that tonight when I was watching. I was like, how many times have you improvised before and then you're like, that's great, and then you like put that in the bank? You know what I mean?
So never not really, I should say. For the only time that comes up is like for like a carnival trick, like when somebody's wearing something and you guess their job. Yeah. And it's like, and all of that is like based on previous riffs, previous information taken in, polling, all that shit. But in terms of, no, it's why you want to do stand up if you have the kind of brain I have, which is like an easily bored, ADHD, probably humming somewhere close to the spectrum, and just so the idea of having to do the same thing over and over and over in the exact same way, I might as well work in an office.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah, so just the idea where I can say, I said it in that later bit too, where it's like, this is the best job because you get to say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And then I have to talk to parents. And it's a completely different shift. I'm like, when you come in a dog's face, and then I'm like with parents, I'm like, so like, how's childcare? Were you guys able to find somebody?
Dude, yeah, I can imagine what it's like for you. Like, to me, it's the same thing. Like, I have kids that we were talking about. Like, I have a 3.5-year-old and a 7-month-old, and like we're in kind of the same boat. And you've got to talk to, I guess normies would be the term.
Yeah,
and
human beings.
Yeah.
Like I choose to look at myself as the problem.
You're the
freak.
Like, because it's like they don't get to do this, and nor should they. So I'm the outcast. Like they're just human beings trying to have like a pleasant day.
Oh, you're trying to riff on a play date, and they're like,
Dude.
what the fuck is happening? Like,
It is funny though, because now the reality of it is like they try to force that.
Yeah.
It's like, and not force it, but they'll like want to riff
Yeah.
or something. And I've made the mistake of like following it and like saying a comic thing, and they're just like,
yeah, that's why I hit my wife. They're like, what?
I know Nicole. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
I
oh,
forgot.
shit.
So it's like I've taken it to like almost be an acting exercise, to where I'm trying, and I have obviously some parents where I can be myself. There are people that I've known and then also forged relationships with that are just like cool. I also, I don't know if you have this at all, but I talked about it on my last special. I have this face that demands people tell me the craziest conspiracy they believe in. Like
You do emit that energy.
It's because I fucking smile and I like listen no matter what. And it's a fucking problem because like parents that I met at a kindergarten function are literally like sending me YouTube documentaries about how the Boston bombing was a choreographed event.
You're at the recital. They're like, so Mike, Ruby Ridge. Do you think there was a shooter over the?
I mean, it's truly wild. It's like
crazy.
they find me no matter what. But I'm taking it as an acting exercise to just like see if I can be human, see if I can pretend.
Do you think it has to be with being a comedian? Anything to do with that?
Yeah, I mean, this is also like a gravitational job now, where like it's so public and people see clips all the time, and people get very excited about the prospect. People either get very excited or very like bummed.
Yeah.
I haven't faced that yet, which I'm every parent that's like, you're a comedian, I'm like, yeah, but like, you might not like me. I say that all the time. Like, you might, like, just because I'm a comedian doesn't mean I do comedy. For you, like, generalized comedy is not what stand-ups do for the most part. I mean, there are some that obviously Kevin Hart appeals to everybody. He appeals to continents, but I'm like I feel like I'm a niche type of person, and so, or at least I talk personally about myself. So it's just like, it's harder to relate when you're talking that specifically, and they're just like, "Oh, dude, you like actually mean like you're a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
What is this?"
Yeah, you're like a stand-up, not like a cruise ship comic. Like versus and not to denigrate people who are making a living, but you know what I mean. Like it's very personal.
Yeah, no. If
and
there's any cruise ship opportunities out there, like
Yeah, we'd love them.
Totally
I'll
open
take
for
'em.
those still.
Anything to get away from my family and get heavily paid. I've done one cruise ship, and it was just like a party on the ship. So it wasn't the whole ship, but it was Mike Calta. He's a radio guy down in Tampa. He's the man.
oh yeah, Cowhead.
Yeah, which he no longer goes by. And if you call him, that'll fucking cut
He doesn't
you.
like that
No,
anymore?
I don't think so.
Oh wow.
I don't know though,
how do you
but
drop a handle? That's crazy.
yeah, I think it just at some point he's like, I've outgrown it. You know?
Wow.
So I actually don't know what happened, but I just know that he's not to be called that.
Wow, I actually had no idea. I guess.
Oh, no kidding.
No,
Dude,
I
I'm
didn't know.
sorry.
I was. This is like my 9/11, dude. Seriously, can't call him Seahead anymore. That's crazy.
I think it's because that there was another Florida radio cow something.
Wow.
And he was like, we're not, I don't want to get mixed up with this dude. Like, I don't want to.
Bubba the cow sponge.
Yeah, Bubba the cow sponge.
This Cowtown ain't big enough for
Come
the
on,
boat.
Hulkster, fuck my wife.
Dude, that's the fucking Hulk Hogan. Can that guy stay out of the news? Like, just relax,
That guy,
man.
I mean, his fucking ex-wife, right? She was just crying on camera last week, and that poor woman looks like she sold her soul in her 20s, and like every bit of beauty is just being sucked out of her by a witch. Like every night, they're just like a straw at the foot of her bed, and just depleting her of more of her womanliness.
Just like the Florida stripper version of the portrait of Dorian Gray.
Yeah,
she looks awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she looks like she stood at the foot of a muffler, and then they started a car, and that's how she applied her mascara.
She's got the little rascals chic. Like,
Oh yeah, no. Are you a wrestling fan?
A little bit. Like I was big in the Attitude Era when I was a kid and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but I don't follow much anymore. Outside of like, I hesitate to say that I'm big anything, because there's always just somebody to come in over the top and be like, you don't know about this, so
Yeah.
therefore you're a fucking casual. And it's like, sure, I'm a casual everything.
Yes.
That's what
You're a father. Yes.
Yeah, to somebody else, I am a casual. Like, I listen to the most Asperger's heavy fucking NBA podcasts about like trade, salary cap rules, like all this stuff. But I'm still a fucking casual because I don't have the time to know everything all the time. But with wrestling, I like the spectacle of it. I follow the fact that Cena is a heel now, and now you told me it's WrestleMania right now.
Yeah, it's
so that's when that payoff will come. The Rock is involved again, just to try to up his shit after several failed movies.
Jumanji 14 is gonna be sick. Okay, you just lock in for it.
Honestly though, if you're a wrestling fan and you see the Rock's box office numbers and they're like fucking doing bad, you're like, yes, he's coming back.
Yeah.
He's coming for a big run here.
Yep.
Yeah,
He needs a
'Cause
pop.
you know
Well,
he's
people
coming
were
back.
pissed though, right? Because the Cody Rhodes is that his name?
Yep.
And he was supposed to get the shot, but The Rock got it instead, and then it maybe transferred. See,
You're in it.
I know a
in
little
it.
bit
Yeah.
about it.
No casual energy right now. This
No.
is total professional shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't I don't watch Raw or any of that stuff.
I got
haven't
back
watched
into
in
it
a
now
while.
because we don't have like cable, me and my wife, and she loves to watch live stuff. Mm-hmm. I'll be like, you want to watch like Monday Night Raw or
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's on
and
Netflix.
So she's about it.
That's dope.
She loves it now.
Oh, actually, I get this a lot. I get that I look like Joe Hendry.
Oh my god.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
You fucking look exactly like
know.
that guy.
Isn't that wild?
Wow, that's
I get
crazy.
tagged in
There's a
all of his
picture of
videos
Joe
all the
Henry
time.
up right now beside Mike's face. Just
No, that's crazy. You do look a lot
Yeah,
like
you
him.
gotta do his
Wow,
pose,
that's
yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
I'll just come out wearing fucking blue shiny underwear, kind of jack, but not really.
His music's
he
gonna
doesn't
be
have a good enough body for what he does.
He's all personality.
He really, it's so funny. It's like, so what do you do? And he's like, I'm Scottish. It's like, that's it? Yeah, pretty much.
that's about it.
That's it. And I got this song.
I'm sorry. Can you do your Scottish accent again?
No, I'll take a pass on that. I'll take a pass.
The audience
That's
demands
yours,
it.
dude.
I'm Scottish. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
Scottish. Hey, the haggis.
We talked to a guy from Iceland tonight who had
Yeah.
no accent.
No.
Did you talk to him?
I did, yeah.
And then he goes, "Oh, you want to fucking see it?"
Yeah, he was a comedian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Finn.
That's his name?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, that's his name. That's his name.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Shut up, Finn.
Yeah.
It should have been Finn, if not.
Could have been Sven, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Which is the Finn of Switzerland. Sweden. Damn.
Whoa. What was that? You good?
You're probably wondering how we wound up here. Man, I hope that if that doesn't stay in, we'll put it in post at least. Oh, man. Well,
What are we at here?
I don't know. The phone's over there, but I think that was good. We don't.
Yeah, we're not gonna keep you here, man.
We just
No, I
wanted to
appreciate you guys.
Hit
This
a
was fun.
quickie.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
This was so
Fucking
fun.
right, man.
It's like some
And what is
dad
it called
sex.
again?
No, seriously though.
No,
No,
seriously,
seriously,
though.
though.
No, seriously though.
No, seriously
Follow
though.
the podcast.
This was a great episode.
Appreciate
I really
you.
appreciate
no,
you
seriously,
having
though,
us in.
I've had a good time.
If you get a noise complaint, we'll pay the whatever
It
the
goes
fine
straight
is.
to the club.
Yeah.
All right, Mike Cannon, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wanna-
at I am Mike Cannon, all the stuff. MikeCannonComedy.com.
You know him, Legion of Skanks, Comedy Cellar. You'll
Yeah.
see him at Skankfest in
New
November.
Orleans.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, take it
be
easy.
sick.
Bye.
Thanks, boys.